Are you employed?
No.
How do you feel about that?
I'm comfortable with it, and I feel like I don't need to look for one because I get a check from the government every month. I get $7.80 in food stamps, $500 in TANF, and I get Medicaid and WIC.
A young welfare recipient, a mom with 4 kids, from a documentary about abuses of the welfare system within our nation.
A young Missouri Republican proposing legislation to limit the types of grocery items people on food stamps can buy.
On the proposed no-go list, luxury items like steak and crab and junk food like soda and ice cream. That state representative, Rick Brattin, joins us now from Jefferson City, the capital of Missouri, and from Newsmax Washington, my old congressional colleague Bob Walker of Pennsylvania is here. Hey, Rick, it'll come as no surprise that there are people in Washington who don't think much of your proposal. For example, Dana Milbank in the Washington Post says of what you have proposed, and I quote, "The law is intended to dehumanize and criminalize the poor." How do you respond to that criticism?
I think that's absurd. The program was set up to help those in need with good nutritional assistance, and it's out of control to where it's not nutritional food items that they're purchasing. It's soda and all the fatty junk foods, and it's on the taxpayer dime. And I think that's wrong. It's an injustice to those who are paying into the system, who aren't able to enjoy the same food items those who are on the system. And that's the scope of the.
What surprises me about this is Dana Milbank point. When JD and I were members of Congress, we received taxpayer monies to operate our office and so on, but there were limitations put on how we could use that money. Why can't there be limitations for nutritional foods only in the food stamp program?
Well, with any government program we do, there are always guidelines, limitations, and I think healthy food choices should be number one, and economical for the taxpayer. I think that programs like this have gone so far out of control that there's become a black market where they're selling the EBT card for 50 cents on the dollar. And I think by removing some of these more of the high-end items and junk food items, like I've said before, the luster of the program will kind of be lost. And I think the black market for selling these will be lost because who's going to want to buy into a system you're not able to purchase anything and everything you want to purchase.
So, Rick, let's talk about nutrition, because some would argue that healthier food tends to be more expensive.
Well, that's the case, but if you're not spending your money on the junk food items, the soda pop, I mean, let's look at a package of, cookies that are $2 a piece or $3 a piece. You can buy a healthy fruit item for that same amount of cost, and not to mention what a way to budget your money, just like everyone else has to. We all have limitations with our budget that we must live within, and we got to make those decisions. Will this food item go the distance for my dollar? And I think the aspect of the budgeting should come into play as well as a healthy food item.
But don't you think there's going to be some debate in who decides what's nutritious, what isn't? What's luxury, what isn't?
Well, I think $20 a pound crab legs and lobster, high-end prime rib.
Fish? Let's put fish in there. Fish is more expensive. Well, raspberries cost me more than cookies.
Well, that's the thing. But if you're not spending the money, this bill does nothing for the amount of money in which you receive. So if you're not spending the money on the 24-pack of pop and all the cookies and all the goodies like that, you will have the money to invest in those good nutritional items. It does state just seafood, and I've stated numerous times that I think that the language does need shored up to ensure that we're not encompassing things like healthy tuna and tilapia cuts.
So, subject to amendment and certainly open for debate, Rick Brattin, state legislator from District 55 in the Show Me State of Missouri. Thanks for Skyping in from Jefferson City. And to Bob Walker, Newsmax Washington. Pal, thanks for your time. Hour 2 of America's Forum is coming right after this.